Back again with another episode on Natas. Today I want to cover Natas from level 0 to level 10 at a go. So this will be a little bit long video. So what I have in mind is using a get script like this to get the password for all the levels from level 0 to level 10. So it will work out like this. So without further ado, we just have to switch to our working directory and vim our h.py script. So we ought to import requests. We also want to import regex. The other thing is that we know the username. The password will also be natas0. From there, the URL will be this one. And then we want to replace the name of the level with the username, because that will be the same at all times. So we can put a format specifier there. Then we need to define our R variable that will take the requests. So that will be a get request on the URL, and also you need to specify for the auth parameter. We need to use the username and password. Then we need to print the r.txt and grab. First we need to give this the executable bits, and then we have a typo there, so we ought to specify that as that way. And let's see, so we have the password here. What we can do now is try to get the length of the password by using the wc or the word count tag c. That is 32. So let's now use our regex to get that. So we want a pattern from A to Z, then capital A to Z to capital Z, then from 0 to 9, and then we need this to be in angular brackets, and then we need to specify the length is 32. Then we need the first value, so because this will return something like a list index, so we need to print now the flag. And there we have the flag for natas0. So I'll just copy this to natas0.py, and then we continue with our solve script to natas1. So you can just do Ctrl+A to add that one, and then you can use d0 to delete that one. The next thing we need to do is go to line 11, comment out that one. The next thing we want to do is now print the r.txt, because we don't know what is on the next page. And we can see the password for natas2 also is in the source code, so let's grab that too. And we have the password for natas2, so let's save the script to natas1, and then now we can continue to natas2. So specifying that, we can comment out line 12 and then comment out this one because we don't need them. And then we can see there is a source /files. So let's see, so I'm just going to include the endpoint there, and let's see if that works out. And we can see that we are falling into a directory listing, and we have a users.txt here. Yeah, so we get the password here, so let's grab that. So we also need to specify this, that we want the first item on the array, and we get the value for natas3. So let's save this to natas2. We also don't need this one, so we can delete that one. Yeah, and we get that no information leaks, not even Google will find it this time. Now that gets me curious, because how search engines work when they are scrolling the sites, they get to use the robots.txt so that they can be instructed on which directories to not spy down, So what I want to see right now is the robots.txt, and we get that we have a directory that is disallowed, so we can specify that on our URL. And we get also a listing where we get a users.txt, so let's get that. And we get the password for Natas 4, so let's get that one also. Need to comment out that one and that one too. And we get the password for Natas 4, so we can save this to Natas 3. We change the username, and then we can also like delete this one. So the next thing we need to do is we want to print the r.txt and comment out these ones. So you get that access is disallowed and we are visiting from where we are not supposed to visit from. So we get that authorized users should come from this URL. So the headers that like tell the server where a user or a request is being sent from is the referrer. So we can like specify the referrer on the headers, and that will clear out us from this mess. So we just need to like create a new dictionary here where we like specify this, the headers, and also we need now to like specify that here, so the headers equals to the headers. So from there now we can try to send the request, and we have the password for Natas 5. Yeah, and we get the password for Natas 5, so let's copy that to Natas 4 and change that to Natas 5, delete this one, and include the new headers. Then we can like delete that one because we really didn't need the dictionary this time. So the next thing we want to do is like delete from there, and then format that too. Then at this stage you don't need these two guys here, and you get that you're not logged in. So let's check the cookies, because those are the ones that like if you log in you get a cookie for your current session. So let's see, and we get logged in equals to 0, so I'm guessing 0 is for false and we can use 1 for like true. So we'll change that to 1, and then we can continue to like specify here the cookies equals to cookies. Then we need to print the r.txt, execute that, and we have the password for Natas 6. So we can now use our regex to grab the flag. Yeah, and we get the password for Natas 6. So I'll copy the h to Natas 5. I'll change the username to Natas 6, delete this one and include the password for Natas 6, then delete these 3 lines because we didn't need them. Then we can like remove this guy here because we really don't need him. Then we can print out the text again. We get that URL is not defined, so let's go back and get the URL here. So from there what we can like try to do is we can try to format the HTML that we get back. So we can say from beautiful soup 4 import beautiful soup. Now from there we can say that content equals to beautiful soup, and what you want to specify is the r.txt, then the html.parser. Then we want to print out the content there, and we get that we are told to view the source code and something of sort. So let's log in to Natas 6. And that is it. So we are told we can view the source code from here, so let's see, and we have something that is being included here. So what I want to do is like duplicate this tab, and now I can go to that endpoint. We get nothing. We can view the source code and we get the secret here, so let's specify that in our script. From there let's read the source code. So it checks if in the array there is submit and if we have the secret. So we are sending a post we're sending a post request, so that will be easy. First things first, we change the get to post, and then we can like specify the data here. So we can specify submit to be anything, and then we need to specify the secret as what we have up there, so we can use our format specifier to get that. So once we execute that, we get the password for Natas 7. So we can grab that, and you can see there are two. So we are going to specify the first one in the second one in the index array, and we get the password. So let's vim h.py and change this to Natas 7. So we don't need this, so we can delete the 4 lines. So we get that the password for Natas 8 is in this file here, and the funny thing is that we have a page parameter here where we can specify a file. So I guess this is a local file inclusion, and what we'll do about that is this. So like I've said, we want that guy here, and we want to specify the index, this guy here. We want to specify that we want that guy there. So, and we want to say that the page is equals to something of sort, but remember we need to go back like 4 times. And we get the password for Natas 8, so that was awesome. So now we can copy this to natas7.py, and then we can now change this to a script for Natas 8. So if we execute our script for Natas 8, we get that we are told to view the source code, and we have an input file there. So let's head to Natas 8 and see. This is what we find on Natas 8. We can view the source code by right clicking on that. From the source code, we can see that we have an encoded secret, and we are doing something here, and that is being done on the secret that we input, and we try to compare that one with this one. So this pretty simple. What we can do is we can create a small PHP file to do just this. So how we like start the syntax in PHP is using those tags, and we can specify this to be the encoded secret. And what I'll just say is I'll call this secret. The next thing we need to do is create a new function there, and what I'll do is call this function decode. What the function is doing is that it's returning something here, and as you can see, we are doing binary to hex. We are doing the string reverse and then base64 encode. So because we're doing the reverse of this, we need to start with base64 decode. We need now to go to the string reverse, and then we need to do hex to binary of the secret that we input. From there, we need to maybe do something like echo and then decode secret. To execute that, we can use php tacf, and then we specify the file name. So I want to get this input using Python. What I'll do is that I'll import subprocess. So we can say subprocess.checkOutput, and we want this command here. So we can specify that and say shell equals to true. Then we want to decode this, so we need to like strip off the new line and dot decode it. Then what you can do is you can try to print now the secret, and as you can see, we have the secret printed there. So as you can see here, we are checking if the array exists submit, and it's a post request and also secret. So we just want to do just that. So I'll just specify my data here, and I'll say submit equals to anything, and then I'll say the secret equals to this guy here. Then we want to specify the data. We want to specify the data as data, and then we can send this now, and we get the password for Natas 9 is here. So let's use our regex to get that. and we get just that. So we needed to comment out that one and then copy this one to natas 8.py. So yeah, now we can continue to the next thing. So we need to uncomment this one and comment our regex script there. And as you can see, we have another input. We are sending needle. So the needle will like contain our search input. So let's log into Natas 9. So what you can see here on Natas 9 is that we have to like find words containing. So we can say I want needle, and you can see we are finding words from there. So let's view the source code, and you can see here the needle is being sent if it's in the request. So we can send a post or get request, and then they're using it without like formatting anything here. So this is risky because you can like break out of this using the semicolon or something of sort. So what you can do here, it's like sending a command like uname, and then we can break out of it using the semicolon and ask for the ID. So that's what we are just going to do. So specifying that we need an array with needle, and you need to specify that maybe you want A in that dictionary, and then we need to cut the file that had, we remember the file that we used in Natas 7. This was this guy here. We need to specify that, and we need the password for Natas 10. So we need a head and maybe 50 lines, because I forgot that, because we're using something like when you're searching the dictionary, it might bring more words and mess up our terminal. And there you see we have the password for Natas 10. So we can use our regex to grab this. And there we have a password for Natas 10. So we can save this to natas 9.py and then move h.py to natas 10.py. So we can vim Natas 10 and now change it so that we'll continue from here. So we just need to delete these three lines, and we need also to like delete this one. From there everything is all right, and as you can see, I'm just commenting out the flag script, and yeah, you have everything there. So what you can try to do now is execute Natas 10. And you can see here, for security reasons, we now filter a certain number. So from the next video, we are going to continue from Natas 10, and we can try to create a bash one-liner to like get all the flags. So I'll just say for I in 1 to like from 0 to like 10, or maybe is it 11, not sure. So we can do like something like echo I and then say done, and you can see we are going up to 11. We don't want that, we want to go up to 10. That is awesome. The next thing we want to do is we can say natas and then .py. Yeah, and that works. So now you can get the flag from natas 0 to natas 10. See you next time on the next video. Comment on this video if it was a favorite to you, or if it showed you some of the things that you didn't know, and hit that like button. See you next time, man.